So does God agree with your definition of success? What is your definition of success? Hey, that's what we're going to be talking about today. My name is Brandon Balance. I am a husband, father of four, serial entrepreneur, and a certified professional coach. And this topic of success is really important, especially for us if you're a believer like me and Jesus and you desire to follow God. And it's important for us that we make sure that our definition of success is in alignment with God's definition of success. And why is that even an issue? Well, because I think we know that every day we are bombarded by the world that is trying to tell us what success is, or what we should think about success, what we should believe about success, or how we should define success. Every day, I can't remember what the stat is, but it's some ridiculous number of messages that we're bombarded with every single day through marketing. You know, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, even right now, you've probably already seen tons of advertisements of marketing telling you that, hey, if you buy this product, if you wear this, if you do this, if you sign up for this service, you're going to experience more success. You're going to have success in life. And it's easy to fall prey and to begin to allow our definition of success to hear those things and to believe those things. And again, let me just say that not all those things are bad. You know, marketing is fine. It's just communication about products and services that actually many of them God created and desires to use to bless the world. So there's not knocking marketing, but we have to be careful that we don't allow those voices to define success in the wrong way in our hearts and minds. Not long ago, it was an early Saturday morning, and I went to go to a coffee shop. It was one of my favorite things to do when I've got some extra time. I went to this coffee shop that I'd never been before, and when I got there, I thought, wow, this place is actually like really nice. And first impressions, I would say that this coffee shop owner, the family that owned this coffee shop, was probably very successul. This shop was maybe 3 times as big as any other coffee shop in the area, in a really nice retail part of town. And inside, they had obviously invested a lot of money into the decor, the ambiance of the place, and they had created obviously a great product because the place was full of patrons that morning getting coffee and breakfast. And so this place from the outside looked very successful in a lot of ways. But over in the side on one wall, there were some bookshelves, and on the bookshelves there was some pictures of this little boy. Maybe looked like he was about 8 or 10 years old, and you could kind of tell from the photos that this boy was obviously maybe not doing very well. Maybe had an illness that he was struggling with. And so I asked the barista about him, and she explained to me that actually the owners of this coffee shop, their little boy had been diagnosed with an illness, and sadly that little boy lost his battle with this illness several years ago. You know, they had a lot of the definitions of success that we think of when we think of what that word means, money and prestige and finances and such. But for them, no doubt, I'm sure that they were probably thinking success probably has a little more to do with relationships and love and the people that are in your life and how you're living your life. So again, is your definition of success in alignment with God's? Does God agree with your definition of success? And to help us understand what God's definition of success is, Jesus gives us a number of parables in the scriptures. And in Luke 19, he gives his followers several parables to understand what the bottom line is when it comes to this definition of success, and how God is kind of going to tally the score, if you will, when we stand before him In Luke 19, he gives us the parable of the 10 minas. And in this parable, Jesus explains this story where there was a master who went away. And before he left, he actually entrusted several of his servants with a certain amount of money. And he told them to take the money, to go and invest what he was giving them, and to conduct business with it while he was away. And so as the parable goes, several of the servants, they took the money, they went and they invested it, they conducted business, and they were actually able to produce a profit with what they had been entrusted. But there was another servant, the third servant. He took what had been given to him and he went, and because of fear, it says that he just hid it away. He was worried that he might lose something. He was worried that he might not be able to give back to the master what had been trusted to him. And so because of fear, he just hid it away, and he really didn't do anything with it apart from that, just hiding it. And it says later on in the parable that the master returned and he called his servants in to account to find out what had happened with them and what he had entrusted to them. And he discovers what the first two servants had done and how they had invested the money and produced a profit. And because of that, the master is thrilled. He commends them, he celebrates them, and kind of throw a party, if you will, and then he gives them a promotion. They get a promotion to oversee even more in the master's business. But then that third servant comes along and he finds out that this servant, because of fear, did nothing. And it says that the master rebuked him, and in the end, he even took away that little bit that he had and he gave it to the other servants. And he asked the servant, "Why didn't you do anything with what I had entrusted you?" And Jesus uses this to help us understand how God sees us, all of us, that in the end, God's definition of success is stewardship. I believe that success equals stewardship. We all know there's another passage that's kind of in line with this, that in the last days, about those words we all want to hear, where God will say, "Well done, good and faithful." God's definition of success is faithfulness. It's stewarding the things that he puts in our hands. That's what success is. And so let me ask you, is that in alignment with your current definition of success? When you think about success, is it making $1 million? Is it growing a huge business, or traveling the world, or whatever it is? Or is it stewarding day to day the things that God has placed before you and put in your hands? So my prayer for you today is that your definition of success will be in alignment with his, and that you will go find success today. Hey, thanks for taking time to watch this video. If you desire more personal and professional success in your life, the success that God has for you, I want you to check out the links down in the show notes. We've got some free resources to help you on your journey to take action so you can experience the full life that God desires you to have. Also, visit our website at kingdomsuccess.coach.